Good morning and welcome to November 6th regular session of Commissioners Court. Please rise. Oh, we got a full quorum. Carrie, do you certify the meeting was properly posted? Yes, sir. Please rise for prayer and pledges. James Ray.
Our Father, we humbly bow before you this morning, asking for your presence in this courtroom. That you may guard these gentlemen in the direction that you have them go. Father, may your grace fall upon this court. May you be in charge. May we allow you to be in charge. Father, our verse today is Colossians 4:6. Says, let your speech be always with grace, seasoned with salt, that you may know how you ought to answer every man. Father, give us the wisdom that we need to make decisions. Father, give us the courage to speak when we ought to speak and to keep quiet when we ought to keep quiet and to know the difference. Father, we ask, Lord, that you guard us and direct us this morning. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Under the Texas flag, which allegiance to thee, Texas, one faith, under God, one indivisible.
I didn't receive any citizens' input. We got any? Consent agenda contains 9 items.
Nothing to pull. I'll make the motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second. Moved and seconded. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. Statutory agenda, Sheriff's Office, number 10, discuss and take action on the Sheriff's Office Chapter 59 Annual Report. Chief White Cotton.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Like Ms. Allen and her office for preparing the report as always. Appreciate it. Well reviewed and acceptance of the report.
Looks good, Chief. My motion to approve.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, raise your right hand.
Thank you, Chief.
Motion passes. Thank you, sir. Number 11, discuss and approve order 2024-17, amending the budget for fiscal year ending September 30th, 2024. Ms. Allen?
Okay, the budget amendment before you is moving some of the carry forward into this year's budget. We left between 100 and 150,000 in precincts 1, 2, and 3. Precincts 4, we left a little more, still pending some of the GLO approvals and whatever. So we'll wait till we're sure all the invoices have come in, purchase order, and then we'll balance.
Sounds good, Patricia. Thank you. I'll make the motion to approve agenda item 11 as presented. Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, raise your hand. Motion carries. Number 12, discuss and take action to approve the prepayment of postage budgeted and centralized postage account for the 2023 mass mail out of voter registration certificates as required by the Texas Election Code 14.001 and 14.002.
Diana asked me to present this one. The vendor that we deal with to handle these cards has requested this year a prepayment of postage.
Okay.
Just Patricia, all of our postage is together now, right?
It is.
So you're okay with the prepayment? Patricia?
I have no problem.
I'll make a motion, we accept number 12, awarding it to well, I guess it's already awarded to AMG.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, raise your right hand.
Thank you,
Motion
Patricia.
carries. Thank you. Number 13, discuss and take action on placing the IT department underneath Commissioner's Court.
Yeah, I put this on here. The IT department actually works for the court, and I don't know how over the years it transpired to be under just strictly the judge. But unless there's something statutorily, which I don't think there is, EMS is under the court, IT is under the court, Andy's office is under the court. I'm missing anybody? Maintenance is under the court. So basically, it's just kind of lining up with where they're supposed to be.
I think it works. I think when it came on board as a one-person department, they needed a boss, so they put him under the judge, but now it's three. And I'll second your motion.
Is that kind of how we got there, Mr. Tricia?
I don't know how we got
Do you
there.
remember?
It honestly just quite evolved, as Commissioner Doggett said, when IT first started, it was a one-person department. And then, of course, as all IT, it's grown and it just kind of evolved under the court.
I'll make the motion now to, he's already given me a second.
And I'll second your motion.
Dan, how you feel about that?
I'm just wanting to do the best job we can for the county and make sure, there's no issues with how you perform or if there's any other changes.
Yeah, I mean, nothing's gonna change. You can still go to the judge for day-to-day things that you need or whatever, but as far as the rest of the departments are under us also.
Yeah.
And that's where it belongs, is underneath the commissioner's court.
All right, moving.
Don't sound good.
Moving second, all in favor, raise your hand. All opposed? Motion passes. 14, discuss and take action to purchase a 410P tier backhoe loader through Sourcewell Contracts number G32119-JDC or any other group purchase organization agreement.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I have not talked to Cheryl yet about this purchase, but I mean, we are gonna move forward with looking at purchasing a backhoe. We've got a couple of quotes. They are old. They may not be good. I'll probably need to redo the quotes. But I need the blessing of the court that it's okay to do it, or we're not gonna move forward because we have to have the court blessing anyway. And I do have the budgeted funds to pay for it.
Okay.
And at this point, between the two of them, if it's still good, we're looking at going with the John Deere under that cooperative agreement that's Sourcewell contract number G32119-JDC. And I'll have to verify that this price is still good. I know it's been expired for a while, but yeah. But that don't mean it's gone up. Surely not. And I mean, we have no inflation in the last few months, right?
Not much.
So they're kind of locked down anyhow, what they can and can't do.
But I mean, it's locked in under contract anyway, as long as the contract hasn't pretty well gone up.
So this is like buy board stuff?
Yeah, it's very similar to buy board.
Yeah.
And
A lot of them actually prefer Sourcewell over.
And if you look, I mean, Caterpillar's very close to it. I mean, the price is very competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Calling this thing on.
That's yours. Anyway, I'll make a motion to allow me to move forward with buying a backhoe with the descriptions that we have here on board, and I got funds to pay for it.
I'll second.
Moving second, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. 15, discuss and take action on authorizing the insurance of a check to Huntsville Toyota to advance of delivery in the amount of $46,161.74 for the purchase of a pickup truck to be paid from the budgeted funds.
This is the truck we talked about at the last court. We found it here at Huntsville Toyota. All the paperwork's done. They're just waiting on me to show up with a check and give it to them, and then they'll sign the title and stuff over, and we can pick the truck up. So I'll have the check in my left hand, and once everything's right, we get the title and paperwork. I give them the check and we bring the truck back. So
That's your motion.
that's my motion, is to approve the pre-authorized.
Second.
Moving seconded, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. 16, discuss and take action on authorizing the issuance of a check to Diamond K Equipment in advance of delivery in the amount of $39,000 for the purchase of a sheet foot roller to be paid for from budgeted funds.
The same story here. We did a bill of sale with this guy. He's got it. We have it signed. He has his signed. So it'd be the same thing. Just give me a check I can take with me to give him for the equipment. He'll give me the signed bill of sale and we'll bring it back. So that's my motion to approve agenda items.
Where's he at, Bill? Diamond K? Who?
He's in Cleveland.
Cleveland?
It's
Oh.
Wayne Stovall. I don't know if y'all know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know you don't. I'll give him a second on that.
Moving seconded, all in favor, raise your right hand.
Yeah.
Motion carries. 17, discuss transferring recent purchase sheet foot roller from
Yeah.
precinct 3 to Road and Bridge General and reimburse the purchase
Yeah.
price of precinct 3.
Now there's,
Snag.
now that it's 1 minute old, let's see about unloading it. Not, I put this in for conversation because we don't have we don't have a roller in Road and Bridge General. I'm happy to take it in precinct 3 and just have it as mine. That's fine. But putting it in Road and Bridge would make it more available to everybody if it has maintenance problems or whatever, rather than somebody using it and it break on them and come out of their budget, a hose or whatever. It would be Road and Bridge General. So if y'all are interested in it, we'll put it in Road and Bridge General. And if you're not, I'll keep it in precinct 3.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not.
All right.
I'm not.
All right. So we'll just,
So I could borrow it either place it is, right?
Yep.
Well, and yeah, I mean, you know, y'all know as well as, I mean, we've all got rollers and
We all borrow 'em.
yeah, and y'all are more than welcome to them as long as you take care of them. I don't have. a
Yeah,
problem. So,
that's fine. I just put out there for discussion. So we'll just let's take no action on that.
Okay.
Action on 17, 18. Discuss status of the Highland Creek Bridge project.
I sat at the pre-construction conference last week. Highland Bridge project. It's in the Acorn Hill subdivision. We'll start December the 6th. It's a 120-day project to take care of the last junky bridge in precinct 3. Turned out to be a $900,000 bridge that
Are you kidding?
TxDOT is going to build for us. So that's a huge benefit to Walker County taxpayers because it was going to have to be replaced because it's got a little bit of that to it. So had to be replaced. They're taking care of it for us. We have a little culvert that we're going to replace on Wood Farm Road for our match. But looking forward to that getting started. And this was a bridge on a one-way in, one-way out road. Got about 30 houses behind it over Harmon Creek.
This is the one on the very back.
Yeah, and it's rickety and bad. So I just wanted to bring that. That's a little bit of good news for us. 900 grand is a huge catch for us from them.
19, discuss and take action on granting an exemption on paying sales tax added to SD truck spring invoice online order paid by credit card.
There's actually 2 of these items. This one here is a set of front wheel springs for one of my dump trucks that we hunted like crazy to find. Ended up buying them from SD Truck Springs with a credit card. We sent them all the paperwork for the refund or the non-payment of sales tax, and they assured us it would not be on there. We got the bill, said payment with sales tax was included. Lucy has been wearing them out, trying to get a hold of them. I'm not even sure they're even in business anymore. We called the credit card company and said, hey, can we protest this? And like, we don't do sales tax protests, so you're on your own. So it's like $80. How much? 86.60. So rather than keep investing time, effort, energy over $86, it is required that I come to court and ask for an exemption and go ahead and just pay the $86. It'll come out of my budget and just close this out and get it off the books. So that's my motion to approve agenda item number 19.
I'll give you a second on it.
I already know the answer to this. We've never done this before. I would assume.
The policy has been that the employee, if they get charged credit card and does not get it returned, they reimburse the county.
And I have never agreed with that
No,
policy.
I don't think that's right at all. We did everything.
They've done everything they could do and they still can't get it back. I just don't agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, in most cases, there is an option to purchase from a vendor that will not charge credit card. And it's highly unusual that when they tell you they to send a tax exempt form, and they don't accept it. That's unusual. And what we see, quite frankly, is and not Commissioner Doggett, I'm not speaking about this, but on most every sales tax charge we get, it is the same people using the same vendor, knowing they're going to get charged sales tax. And so, we have this is an unusual circumstances. Numerous attempts have been made, and they're not responding.
Yeah.
So, the other one, I don't know, they're still in business. I don't know if every attempt that could be made, if y'all completed that. But this particular one, they're not even acknowledging they're still in business.
Yeah, we can't even find them.
I just worry about the can of worms we're opening up on this, but maybe this one, I ain't gonna say, okay, I don't like this. I mean, we all at some point in time.
So if
you can't find them, I guess.
and if we had
thing.
If we hadn't sent them the form and if Lucy hadn't been wearing them out, I wouldn't be here. We'd have wrote the check, but we have flat wore these people out trying to find them and they just flat out are not there. So,
Second.
right.
Yeah, I'll give him a second.
Where are they out of, Bill?
This one came out of like Pennsylvania or Tennessee. It was just a sales guy on the telephone and he was super helpful. And then
It's like some of these park places that you
Yeah.
chase and hunt and use parts, I guess, or.
no, these are brand new. This was a brand new guy, but I'm sure he was like a middleman kind of a guy, you know, where he could go over here and get them or whatever, because he was someplace and they shipped from someplace else. And he was like, oh yeah, we'll take care of the tax. Just send us the form. And then everything was cool. Then the bill showed up. We're like, well, look at here. And then trying to get a hold of him, nothing. So
Anyway, you got a motion in a second.
I do.
Where we
Just
go?
see what we got.
And motion and second, all in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed. Motion passes.
You oppose?
I don't know. I'd go either way on it.
That's fine. That's fine.
Just opposed, I guess. I was a little late raising my hand. He got what he wanted, didn't he? Got what he
Yeah.
needed.
21, discuss and take action on Walker County Labor Standards Officer.
Nope, 20. Let's do 20.
Sorry. Discuss and take action on granting an exemption on paying sales tax added to Tractor Supply online order paid with by credit card.
This one's different because they are still in business and we are still calling. And they just like, we don't care. You know,
Well, then we don't care enough to do business with them anymore.
that's kind of what I'm thinking, you know,
Find
but
another supplier.
we we buy quite a bit of stuff from them. And so it was kind of unusual. So we can keep trying on this one if we want. It was just such a small amount. This one was how much? $16 or something like that. $13.99, or we can pay this one if y'all don't want to. There's
28.87.
Oh, that's delivered.
yeah, 28, 20. I thought it was 28 something dollars like that. Not a huge one. They're still in business. This one was we were more disappointed in than anything because like I said, Lucy calls them twice a week. And hey, can you put me over here? Oh, well, you just file this over and just kind of this big circle thing and just nothing on that there. So I'll make the motion to approve a 20 as presented. If it works out, it works out. If not, we'll keep banging on them. And
I'll give you a second, but keep banging on them.
Yeah.
Don't let up on them.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, 3-2. Motion carries. 21, discuss and take action on Walker County Labor Standards Officer oversight procedures related to community development block grant disaster recovery CDBG-DR project with General Land Office GLO state contract number 20-062-104-C279. This is that grant that we had on precinct 1 and 2 with the error on Knife River.
Right.
Bookkeeping, that mean you had
Right.
we wrote the letter, sent it to them.
Okay.
They're finally closing the project out. I don't know if Jordan's online. Is she online, Hallie?
I do not see her now.
They went back and accepted the labor standards that we brought to court the last time and accepted. They're gonna accept those this time. We'll put it back in the minutes. And they're gonna close the whole grant.
Oh, good. All right.
So this has been a
Been an
7-8 month process on arguing on this one thing. But we've had meetings with everybody from the top down over there. So
Okay.
that's my motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, raise your right hand.
It wasn't just a few $100 too, right? It wouldn't.
It was
It
like
wasn't much.
$26.
Yeah. For like, so we had $8,000 worth of time and effort. And
Oh, yeah,
$26.
way more than that.
Yeah.
Um,
All right, good deal.
22, discuss and take action on nomination to the Walker County Appraisal District Board of Directors by voting entitlement and resolution 2024-16.
My motion is going to be just to spread our votes out equally amongst the candidates.
I'll second that. Yeah. Look like the same board we've always had.
Divided even,
Yeah,
it's the
divided.
exact same board,
Yeah,
and our votes don't count anyway, so.
School district.
The school district outvotes everybody and they control it.
Yeah.
So
Well, these are the only candidates anyway.
it doesn't divide out evenly, so one person's gonna
It
get
does,
It does?
288 per person.
288.
That's my motion.
Your
I think I
motion-
seconded it.
You did, moved and seconded, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. 23, planning and development. Public hearing concerning plat number 2023-049, replat of lots 30 and 31, block 5 and lots 70 and 71, block 4 of the Deer Forest subdivision, Jose Marina de la Garza survey, A22 Coyote Run, Purge Trail. Time is 9:20.
The public hearing section of the plat. Seeks to correct some, replat some lots at the end of Coyote Run. This is the cul-de-sac. It's out this way. They set the cul-de-sac back off the property line. Here it was originally adjacent to the property line. They reshaped to some small degree these two lots, moving this property line from the dotted boundary behind these lots, a full lot there. When we get into the other items, we'll talk about this, but this is the cul-de-sac here. This section of road, they've got another variance request. They got the variance request in to not construct this section of road to the full standard. It's sort of, they're trying to leave an opening for the existing road and provide a public right of way up to the property line. But I think the presumption is at some point when Brandon comes back to adopt roads, he'll probably stop adoption at the cul-de-sac. But anyway, just to clear that up for you, the old plat showed the cul-de-sac butting the property line, but for a number of reasons, it was decided to move the construction and replatting to make sure construction's inside by the right of way.
But the public access will be for the people that live past that, be able to get through there, right?
Yeah, the right of way is being dedicated to here. It's just that the construction stops here. Yeah, is essentially the.
Okay.
Any other public comments?
This is just a pullback of the cul-de-sac from Commissioner. They won't step in this, he know, or he can verify. We just pulled the deal back because there's landowners at the end. There's an existing Coyote Run. We paved off of this cul-de-sac down to Coyote Run. We actually paved it all the way into theirs, right to the property line. And Commissioner White, you've seen that. This is just pulled people's house, and they were giving us a little bit of trouble. So we.
Yeah, it just gives us a bumper. It gives us.
Yeah, a little buffer.
It all worked out a lot better by moving it than the grief on the other landowners, and it just worked out better this way.
And we still own all those lots, so it doesn't affect any lot owners. They're not for sale or anything. We just readjusted the road and the right of way to where we get a little less grief from existing, adjacent landowners. What we're doing.
As well as building that road out, like what Andy was talking about. They were not for most of this anyways, but they didn't win, and they've got a little road that goes through there. We just need to protect them with an easement. That's coming up next. So it's basically what everybody's going to be. So,
okay.
Any other comments? Time is 9:23. Public hearing is closed. Number 24, discuss and take action on Republic Grand Ranch LLC request for variance to section B4.11 Q and table B4.1 of the Walker County subdivision regulations regarding minimum road design standards for plat number 2023-049, replat of lots 30-31, block 5 and lots 70-71, block 4 of the Deer Forest subdivision, Jose Marina de la Garza survey, A-22 Coyote Run Courage Trail.
So the variance request is that the section of road, the section of right of way between the cul-de-sac and this property line here, that section of road would not have to conform to the minimum road cross section that's in the subdivision regulation. This was provided as an access. The cul-de-sac is being built to standards here. The request is that this small section between the cul-de-sac and this property line be allowed to not conform to our minimum road standard.
It just kind of basically ties back into the type of road that's already existing.
And it's, basically.
Is it paved at all? Is it gonna be paved at all? Or
They did, they paved it to the property line. It's just not there. Yeah, it just doesn't meet the cross section.
And it's still gonna be public.
But yes, I would say it's definitely public, but not
county maintained.
It was basically a little logging road that goes down there. It's probably 12, maybe 15 foot wide through there.
Okay.
16, I'm gonna call it 60. And when we come off of the cul-de-sac, we just went paved and just paved down and necked it down to their width of the road, and we stopped it at the property line. We actually went a few feet past the property line.
Okay.
But it just necks it down. There's no way to build a countywide dead into a property line, because there's not even, they don't have easement.
Yeah, and they don't want it that way.
Their
anyway.
easement's like 60.
Exactly, they don't want it.
There's no way to do it.
All right, thank
So,
you.
motion approved 24 is presented.
Second.
Moved in second.
I would just add, as with all variances, that variance would expire after 90 days. The plat's not filed.
Is that contingent,
Okay, so
contingent that the variance expires?
That's on every variance. It's always good to put a deadline on it. That should be plenty of time. Which is 90 days. Yeah,
okay, so add that to my motion.
Need to
Approve
do
as
the same
presented.
again.
variance expires if the plat's not filed within 90 days.
That's my motion.
That's still.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. Number 25, discuss and take action on plat number 2023-049, replats of lots 30-31, block 5, and lots 70 and 71, block 4 of the Deer Forest subdivision, Jose Marina de la Garza, survey A-22, Coyote Run, Courage Trail.
So you have in your packet a list of comments on the plat. The only we request upon those comments being met with the plat, that the plat be filed within 90 days. The letter from Wild dated October 30th.
And a bunch of just notations on the plat, something like that.
Have it, yes, sir.
My motion being approved, number 25, contingent upon the plats recorded within
Yeah.
90 days.
And you've already handled one of those notes with the variance that was previously granted.
I'll second it.
Okay. Moving seconded, all in favor, raise your hand. Motion carries. 26. Discuss and take action on acceptance of bond for Deer Forest subdivision guaranteeing the improvements constructed entitled maintenance bond. Bond number 0798286M.
This is the maintenance bond that was submitted to move forward to the 12-month period of maintenance. The bond has been submitted to us. This is a copy of it here. The engineers have checked the amounts. It's 10% of the original. This is a necessity to move forward into substantial completion, that we have this in place. Yeah, substantial completion is our next item.
Motion approved, number 26 as presented.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, raise your hand. Motion carries. 27, discuss and take action on the certification of streets and roads to be in compliance with the Walker County subdivision regulations for Deer Forest subdivision, order number 2024-12.
All right. I'll give you a couple of documents here. First document is it's a response to a punch list review. And this second from Lyle, and it's a response to the response.
Just what's in our back.
Yeah.
As you can see, there's some items that are left in the punch list. You go through the comments, developers believe they can respond and deal with all those within the 12-month maintenance period. I'll defer to Commissioner Decker on, his feelings about what's left on the list, but we have the responses from Lyle that address all those. Our recommendation would be a substantial completion. It's approved today, it's approved contingent upon items on the Lyle response dated November 3rd being met within a 10-month period, which gives us a little buffer on the 12-month bond that you guys. So the developer, Jacob and I went out there Friday, we looked at all these and when you start talking about the dirt stockpile, they're gonna put a silt fence around both of those. Obviously this time of year with the weather the way it is, we need to get into spring before we start fixing some of these, just because we need to get grass growing and established, but all, like these, ditches, the culverts on the ponds that are washed will be cleaned out and addressed in the spring when we get grass growing. Is there no point in fixing it now, then it rains again, and, continuing on, so. On the second page, the slopes when they exceed 1 to 6 for the that's the way the thing laid out, and Jerry, the ones that were above the 1 to 3, gonna regrade to match 1 to 3 that down here that matches the state. It's not engineering. I don't have a problem with everything that we went over on that, regrading those couple that are that way. The rest of them are fine. I don't have no problem with it. So I'd like to move forward on this.
Your motion?
That would be my motion. One additional item, just for housekeeping. The 2 certification letters were submitted by the developer and the engineer. References as Deer Forest Section 1 and Section 2. Just want to get them to update those to just say Deer Forest subdivision. That's the recorded name on the plat. That matches all the other paperwork. And so that's something that I think would be pretty simple for us to get. I would just like to add that to the list. Okay.
But basically, we're just saying in 10 months, you'll do another punch list.
Yes.
It'll all be addressed.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
all right.
we'll do the final one in 10 months. Which we normally do.
You give him a second, Bill?
I will. You made your motion.
I made a motion.
You good over there, Kerry, with the motion? I'll second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, raise your hand. Motion carries. 28, discuss and take action on the release of the performance bond number 0798286, dated May 17th, 2021, related to Deer Forest subdivision.
So the court just approves completion, post completion. It's typical to release the existing construction bond. We have the maintenance bond that's been submitted. This allows, the court taking this action allows us to release the original back. And that's my motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. 29, public hearing concerning plat number 2023-039. Replat of lots 54, block 5 of the Harmon Creek Ranchette subdivision, James Dean Survey, A-159, Park Lane, Precinct 3. Time is 9:33.
The variance request is, there's 2. Our typical is to set the property line back the edge of the right of way. They've requested to be allowed to dedicate that 5 foot, that last 5 foot by easement inside the property boundary. That's essentially those are the 2 variances that are before you.
Anybody else? That's 9:34. Public hearing is closed. Number 30, discuss and take action on Darren McCain request for variance to section B 2.2 of the Walker County subdivision regulations regarding lot depth to width for plot number 2023-039, replat of lot 54, block 5 of the Harmon Creek Ranchettes subdivision, James Dean Survey, A-159.
This is the second variance on depth to width.
Andy, how far off are they?
So
Couldn't read.
on this one, it's about, it's just over 77 foot at the road. And it's 473 feet deep. It might be 13. So it's about a 1 to 5, maybe a 1 to 6. The reason that we put this before the court is, we have a flag lot standard that allows a 50-foot right of way. This is sort of, in the gray area on whether or not it could be considered a flag lot or not. Our minimum frontage is 80 feet, is 80 foot absolute, and 125 on a rural. They're not making that here or here, they're making it here. But the question is, could these be considered as flags? I thought that was probably a better thing for the court to look at than me. If they were flag lots, there is no, they would be in much better shape as far as the depth of width goes. But if we consider them as normal lot, they would need this variance on 1.
Yeah, they're already built out. They got a house on one, got a shop on another, and I want to say a little shop on the third one. And they are, I mean, it's not great, but there's other tracks in there that are similar to that. So
What about the pond? Is that gonna create a problem?
it's right on the property line. That'll be up to them guys to work out, to the property owner. I mean, it's not up to me. If they want to cut and put the line.
That's the reason I'm asking.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, if you cut it up and they have a problem, that's a civil thing back and forth.
Now I fill it
It
up.
makes it civil.
Right.
Where's the dam at? They got a tank dam on it?
No,
Just a hole in the
it's
ground.
just kind of a hole in the ground.
Out there, it can't be too.
It can't be too deep at all, right?
I'm hitting rock anyway, right?
Not much there. So,
Okay,
yeah, so I'll make the motion to approve agenda item number 30 as presented.
You can access it back with a boat.
yeah, I'll second it, yeah.
All right.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. 31. Discuss and take action on Darren McLean request for variance to section 4.23 of the Walker County subdivision regulations regarding right-of-way lines. Plat number 2023-039 replat of lots 54, block 5 of the Harmon Creek Ranchette subdivision, James Dean Survey A-159.
So this is the second of the two variances. This is the one I was talking about the dedicating by inside the boundary line instead of outside the boundary line of the lot.
And we've done that before. I know we did that on 980, that they've already got it all surveyed and everything, that this, whether they missed it or didn't know or whatever came up, letting them put the easement inside the property still gives us what we're looking for. And they don't have to go back and resurvey the entire project or properties and back all the property lines up. So I'll make the motion to approve item, is it 31 or 2?
31.
31 as presented.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. 32, discuss and take action on plat number 2023-039 replat of lots 54, block 5 of the Harmon Creek Ranchette subdivision, Jane Dean Survey A-159 Park Lane.
This is the actual.
I'll make the motion to approve agenda item 32 as presented.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. 33, discuss and take action on Darsh Enterprises Incorporated request for variance to on-site sewer facility regulations on Walker County regarding permit number 2020-0011.
Have the one document.
Yes.
You don't have any other.
It's, this is on the store out there.
It's on the store on 19. You guys will remember this has come before court a couple of times. The variances they're requesting here, not for the disposal area itself. When they're treating their plan is to treat the wastewater on this side of the creek. They need to pipe it across to the disposal field.
Yeah.
And the code doesn't have a methodology specifically for crossing a creek. It requires a variance. It does have a methodology for crossing drainage. So they're proposing basically essentially to use that methodology with some additional protocol. They're burying it a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
They're putting cement staple on sand over the top of it to protect it. They're gonna basically be able to take the effluent line from the treated wastewater under and up the other side, and then use that to dispose of the wastewater on the opposite side, so they can use their entire lane.
It's got a casing and all.
Yeah, everything will be as they.
We need to address that in our subdivision policy. This is a
This is
third time.
this is a state rule. State needs to address it.
Okay.
It's a state rule.
Yeah.
And it almost automatically triggers the variance anytime anybody crosses a creek.
Well, and they don't, I'm assuming they don't have any of the options.
No, not if they want to use that land.
Yeah.
What's on the other side. I mean, that's.
Everything else is already.
They're only routing to get them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They'll have to cross it somewhere to get some.
I make a motion to approve agenda item 33.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. 34, discuss and take action on Ronnie Romero request for waiver of variance request fees for plat number 2023-044, replat of lots 15 through 17, block 2, section 1 of the Wildwood Shore subdivision, George W. Robinson Survey, A-454, Oakland Court.
So.
Good morning.
I'm Randy Marrow, and I'm just asking for the waiver of the fee and stuff because it's private roads that were basically maintained and repaired by the Wildwood Shores Property Owners Association, which is funded by the property owners. So Walker County doesn't have anything to do with any of the repairs, and we're regulated by the ordinance of the Wildwood Shores subdivision, which is 30 foot, not 35. So given the county 5 foot, that, you know, takes away from me. So I'm just asking for the waiver of the fee also.
So it's a private subdivision with private road. She's requesting to essentially leave the right of way the way it was when it was platted. Leave the utilities right of way the way they were when they were originally platted, not move them back to meet the new policy. She wants to replat using the original right of way. It's a private road. You're familiar with it. The request for the waiver is that she's applying for the variance, but feels like that the fee doesn't really accomplish any purposes. In the fact that she's got an existing plat with existing right of way, she would be the only kick out. Kicks out an extra 5 foot in front of her home. There's 2 items here. The first one is the waiver and the second one is the variance.
Benny, what's the fee amount for that? You know,
$200.
$200.
So what have we been doing with everybody else, Andy? I mean, we have one of these on there, just thing there, the court.
Yeah. You guys have granted waivers for fees before. And some people have paid the fees. In Wildwood Shore specifically, I don't have a tally of what you guys have done in Wildwood Shore.
I know we generally don't waive fees because then we have to, if we do, we have to establish some sort of however you say, all encompassing criteria. What qualifies for a fee waiver, what does not qualify for fee waivers. I don't want to say, Ms. Romero, yes, we should do you, and then Mr. Johnson, no, we can't waive you behind that. So barring us having some kind of protocol in place, generally, I would have to be against it. But I'm not saying that in Wildwood Shores, maybe we look at that subdivision in general.
Well, we anticipate probably when we come back for some rule updates coming out of the year.
Yeah.
Having the court discuss adding to the requirements on existing subdivisions. You may want to add some of the requirements on existing subdivisions that you'll accept right of way alignments and easement alignments as were plotted in the original subdivision. That could be something that the court could discuss in
the future. Yeah.
Yeah, I always look at what do we do with that fee anyway? What do we actually do for the fee that we're charging? So it's in your internal office, right?
Take it in, we review it, we bring it before you guys, put it on the agenda and have this hearing. The depending on the type of variance, the amount of review that's required is substantially different. This would be what I would consider a
very minor
at the bottom of that.
I'll leave it up to you, Brian.
Well, let's just see where it goes. I'm gonna make a motion. We approve the request for waiver on the fees.
I'll second that.
Moved and seconded, all in favor, raise your right hand.
We're gonna tell the next.
All opposed?
I'm gonna oppose. I'm gonna make a note. When the next guy comes and asks for his waiver, we're gonna have a hard time telling him no. So who do you tell yes to?
You wouldn't raise
What do I tell Jacob? He said they want to waive a whole subdivision. What are we gonna tell him? I don't think that was a good conversation.
I'm gonna say we had different mothers. My mother had no trouble telling me.
35, discuss and take action on Randy Ramiro request for variance to section B4.6/B4.1 of the Walker County subdivision regulations regarding private street right-of-way plat number 2023-044, replat of lots 15 through 17, block 2, section 1 of the Wildwood Shore subdivision. George W. Robinson Survey, A-454.
This is the actual variance itself, the request. The associated right of way not have to be set back beyond the original limits.
Yeah, that's only right to leave it like it was, because if you don't do that, it change the whole makeup of the whole section.
It is situational. There could be situations where there's a need that is in place, but I don't have any objection.
So I would say that Wildwood Shores, like I said, we do have one every couple of meetings, we have one here. If that subdivision, if every lot is subject to that same thing, if they do something with it, then let's bring something back that says, we're gonna pick out whether it's Wildwood Shores or whatever quickly. This one here in particular, because it's all 30 foot and everybody, we're gonna tell everybody the same thing. So if we can pass some policies just for Wildwood Shores quickly, I feel a little bit better.
Existing subdivisions or?
Just Wildwood Shores.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, we don't want to research the whole.
Put whatever, on the agenda and then it'll be up.
Yeah, I mean, where are y'all with that? I mean, that,
Yeah, sounds good.
okay,
Yeah, you're not changing anything in there anyhow. so.
never do.
I'll make a motion to approve item 35 as presented.
Moving seconded, all in favor, raise your hand.
I'm still gonna vote no.
Okay, all opposed,
Thank you, Mayor.
4-1. 36, discuss and take action on Peach Creek, Texas LLC request for variance to section 3 of the Walker County subdivision regulations regarding assignment transfer of plat application, plat number 2022-037 submitted in 2022 to another entry within 36 months of the original submittal date for the proposed Peach Creek Forest subdivision. Jose Marina de la Garza, A-22.
So 36, 37, 38, the developer has requested that these be moved from the agenda. My recommendation to the Commissioner Court would be, you guys, if you want to open them up and discuss them. But my recommendation would be that you deny the variances and leave the door open for him to bring them back next Commissioner's Court. If you're not going to allow him to bring them back, I would recommend that you deny them. But the cleanest way on variances, if you're going to allow somebody to bring them back in, is to just deny them and allow them to bring them back the next Commissioner's Court. This would require you to open up each one of them and deny them. But
Well, we need to open them up anyway.
Nothing keeping you from talking about it. It's on the agenda. He's just requested that these be postponed and don't use enough to allow for it.
We're talking about trying to transfer this to another entity and postpone and make that good for 36 months. I can't go along with this. I don't agree with it. I don't think it's a great idea. We got Deer Forest in the room whenever the original piece of property was bought. They had to resubmit under a different name. I just don't like this at all. I think
Let's read them and deny them.
Huh?
Let's read them and deny them.
Bring them back.
I thought you wanted to
Yeah.
discuss it.
Yeah, go ahead. I like to listen to you anyway.
I'm done. I'm short. and
That's
sweet.
first.
36. Move for denial.
Second on that.
You don't have any contingents on that.
No, just, well, to be able to bring it back.
Bring it back.
Yes,
Oh, yeah, they gotta
absolutely.
bring it back.
Yeah, they need to be able to bring it back. So that needs to be part of your motion. So
So with the ability to bring it back.
Yeah.
At a.
Yeah.
Court, future court.
that's in my second.
You got all that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, moved and seconded, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. 37, discuss and take action on Peach Creek, Texas LLC request for variance to section B 3.4.2 of the Walker County subdivision regulations regarding requirements for 2 fire apparatus roads for the proposed Peach Creek Forest subdivision. Jose Marina de la Garza, A-22.
This variance has to do with the distance between the two roads, and we have a specific requirement.
Correct. And, you know, something was brought to my attention, this also needs to meet through the fire marshal's office through our ESD. And we need to have, we need to have some kind of a way for when you receive a plat that goes to the fire marshal's office for review.
I'm pretty sure it's not gonna happen. Quite just.
Yeah. Yeah.
Emergency Service District Fire Marshal's authorities are spelled out quite specifically in the Health and Safety Code. I'm not aware of any reason that the Economic Development, Planning and Development Office of the county has any kind of duty to send that to the ESD Fire Marshal. Nor do I believe that the ESD Fire Marshal is in any position to comment on the planning and development of the county based on the plain reading of the authority of the Fire Marshal. It's spelled out quite clearly what's in there. Now, anticipating the response back from the ESD Fire Marshal, it's going to be about that development provide appropriate access for emergency vehicles to get in and out in responding to a fire. That's a duty and responsibility of the county when approving plats and developments. And it doesn't, I see no legal basis for that. My advice to the court is not to take that action.
So right now, not anyway.
Yeah, I would, I'd like to hear from the other side too, what their thoughts are, but we do have our legal opinion from our lawyer.
Well,
Maybe that's
they can
something
bring
y'all
it back. They can.
need to investigate that, I guess, from the other side.
Yeah, they're sitting in the room here.
Yeah, I see them. I'm looking at them.
Jimmy's waiting on burst in that degree. I can tell you that under 775, the Health and Safety Code, the ESD does have the authority to enact a fire code and to enforce it. And they have those powers and duties. ESDs across the state are reviewing plans, they're reviewing building plans, they're doing inspections. These all fall under the purview of the ESD. The issue really is if we don't do this, we could give someone an indication that their project may go forward. And I can give a recent example is if it goes forward and it doesn't meet the requirements for the ESD, then they may get into that project and realize that they've made a mistake. They have to do additional work. A recent example of a store being built in the county, they weren't going to bring the sufficient water line. They happened to do their due diligence. They contacted the ESD. They found out that they were fixing to make a mistake that was going to cost them some money. Yes, they had a development plan and they had approval, but without that communication between us, we can create a problem for our developers. You know, unforeseen requirements, they're not ready for that, or they have to do something more to get it to where they can build on those properties. So this particular example is a good example. The ESD fire code pretty much mirrors the county subdivision regulations for the second access road. We just had a major fire, a named fire right there adjacent to that property on Beach Creek. Several, I think 700 homes we're talking about, possibly down one road, one way in, one way out. That's why it's in the subdivision code, it's in the ESD fire code. We can work together. This is a way to do it, kind of make it a little bit easier. I think most of our developers would agree that they just want to know what the regulations are. Going forward, once they know what those regulations are, then they can determine what they want. They don't want to find out halfway through that they only met part of the regulation. That's what we're kind of looking for, is a way to kind of keep that going, make it easy, a one-stop shop, something like that.
Based on our district attorney's comment, we have a one-stop shop. He's sitting right here. That's what we do. And until, I mean, that's a conversation that you guys are going to have some sort of legal thing brought to us that satisfies our DA. So, I mean, even the example of the store, you know, do they have enough water going to the store? Do we regulate that really? And we really don't. So he could have built his store,
But the ESD does.
but we don't. So if he's building in the county and that goes back now from the ground up, and that may be where it changes.
We have an attorney general's opinion that says the ESD has the right to do that.
Well, then you have to get with our district attorney and convince him until he pulls the trigger on us and says, hey, y'all work with this ESD and the fire marshal, then we don't.
I'll just say this, I think coordination is very important. I agree with Jenny on that. It's very important for everybody involved in the project. Maybe seeking to what lengths we can coordinate legally and be something that the task that can be assigned. But I can't do anything without.
Absolutely.
So that's.
Yeah, and we all need to be working together for the benefit of the county and the developers, so we're not fighting amongst each other, you know, but.
And to that point, in no way is our office opposed to coordination. What we are saying is that the final determination, the decision, vests entirely with the county and not the ESD. They can't tell the county what the county can and can't do. So if they want to, I believe Andy has shared with me before that he indicates to developers, you need to comply with all the regulations that are going to apply to you where you're doing your development. But here in the county, with Walker County, this is what we're doing. And there are some other authorities. The ESD has some authorities. I'm not disputing that. Then that developer will need to consult with the ESD and make sure that they are in compliance with the ESD as well as they are with the county. But the idea, and it could be, you don't get tone in an email, but when I see emails that appear to say the county must forward the plans to them for their review before the county can take action, I'll get that. Don't believe that that's what the statute says. I'm not familiar with the AG opinion, and that's not what it says either, in my opinion. So if there's a way to coordinate between the ESD fire marshal and the planning and development office, do it. But the county has the final authority to grant, to approve, to disapprove, to whatever on these developments. And that's the line that I'm trying to draw very clearly here. So it doesn't have to go to ESD for their approval. They see an issue, they want to share that with the developer, they should. Because one thing we want is everybody to have fire safety, emergency safety. So that's what I'm trying to emphasize here.
Yeah.
Which I totally agree with what Quentin's saying back there, but the reality of it too is, with my opinion, to throw mine out there, is we do need to work together.
Yeah.
And what authority, Jimmy? I mean, just say we have somebody comes through us and they don't come see y'all and they put some lines in that's not correct. What authority do y'all have to make them fix it? Is there anything there for that?
The ESD can, they can do an inspection, they can issue a fire marshal's order that requires it to be corrected. It goes so far as to, it's a class B misdemeanor to disregard the fire marshal's order. So it can get to the point where now they're gonna have a building that doesn't comply. It's going to be, can they operate it legally? Not really, because they're under a fire marshal's order not to.
See, that's what we don't want to cause that problem.
It's gonna cause a lot, and
Agreed.
what we're saying here is we're not, and it may be if the tone of the email is an issue, maybe we need to work together. We're not saying that one is subservient to the other. What we want to do is we want to have a seat at the table so we can make it easier. One of the things that I'm familiar with, we've done it before in other places, is a one-stop shop where you can go in there and you can essentially, you know that when you come out with that development permit, everybody's on the same page and we don't have any hiccups going forward. I think we can work that to where we cooperate with each other. And we're not saying that, we're not demanding that the plans come here. If the plans don't come and we don't see them until after a development permit is granted, then we'll have to deal with that. Then they're gonna have to come back to court at some point in time and maybe say, we had to make some changes. We had to add a second road.
And that part is true.
if they change the development that they're doing, but other, would have to update
They have to come
their
back.
development permit.
I think what we're looking for is just a way that we can make it simple and where we know it, and we're all on the same page, and we have a process that we can trust. And it's similar, from my understanding, it's similar to areas that are done in the city of Huntsville's ETJ. You have a similar process like that. Do they have to look at it, or do they look at it and give you input before you develop it?
In the ETJ, we have a agreement that the city reviews for subdivision requirements. Before we issue permits in the ETJ, we get what's called certificate of compliance. Basically, it's their review on the subdivision regulations. Since we're not enforcing subdivision regulations, they are. We have that agreement, but that's a place where it's a power that the county had. We made an agreement with the city on who was going to enforce in what areas.
A very bad agreement. Let me just go ahead and point that out for you.
Yeah.
And maybe that's a similar way, we can do some sort of agreement where we look at it. We don't want to enforce the county subdivision regulations. That's the county's job. Certainly, that's something that what we want to do is to make sure that there isn't a misstep during that part. We have to come back to a developer and say, now you've got to go back and you've already gotten all these approvals, but we didn't do this. Now we have to start altering plans coming back before, and it's going to make us all look a little foolish, or, it's going to create problems for our developers. Maybe a similar process was done there, and not where we approve it, so to speak, but at least we say, hey, this submission will comply going forward, gives us a starting point. Then as they start adding buildings, we don't get caught later on. But we could conceivably go along to the point of all of a sudden we realize there's a commercial building being built out there and it doesn't meet. Now, how did it get there? Because essentially the development permit, and I've seen the development permit, is not a building permit. It's correct me if I'm wrong, it's a development permit. So when you start to build that building,
The only vertical construction that we really look at is foundations related to floodplain.
That's it.
the concern is when we get to that point where we're building, part of the development permit is also infrastructure. So infrastructure support those buildings. We're a hot county. South has been bought out and developed. We're at next, starting in our end of the county, and it's coming to the north end of the county pretty quickly. We'll get one chance to develop it right.
Yeah.
Only one chance. And if we blow it, future courts and department heads will be dealing with that. I've seen this before. Once you get going down that road, they're going to come and develop in this community. We get one chance to do it right. And that's working together. I think we can do that. That's why we adopted a fire code down there, so that we don't end up with something that 20 years from now, a future court is trying to fix a bunch of safety issues. So
I think we all want to work together. I don't know whether we need to put on a workshop and get y'all up here and try to come up with a solution between the court and Andy's office and ESD.
that's what I don't know about this.
So we can all get in the same room and talk
The
about it.
ESD has never tried to dictate. What we want to do is just try. And if it came off that way in the email, that's not the way it should have come off. I'd like to see maybe a working group like that to come up with a policy. We can bring that back to the commission court and we're all comfortable.
Or have,
That's the best way to go.
if y'all want to just put together something and go through Brandon and bring it back to court, or Jacob, you got any ideas? I know you do.
Well, I was not
stood up, so.
what my private job is.
Tonight.
There's nothing, no, I do concur with you, and we talked about this before. We're not saying we'll stop any kind of development or anything like that. We would like to be put on the list. I'm gonna speak as a developer. Whenever I come to Andy, I have to submit against something from Blue Bonnet. How many times have we heard that up here about water, how many wells there are? We have to have text dot permits. We have to have environmental, what's the environmental study if there's any sewage? We have to have all of this has to be put in the development permit. And there's no objection, letter of no objections. We have to have an opinion from Blue Bonnet. The fire marshal's office should be, in my opinion, be put on that. Now, if we say, hey, don't do this, and then court issues that, it's on court then. But there is a letter, just like if y'all go against Blue Bonnet and say, this 800 well subdivision, go in, y'all can let that happen. I'm not gonna disagree with that, but you have a letter objecting to that, saying that you shouldn't. So in my opinion, going against the, the fire marshal, often they review stuff and because there's a lot of stuff happening already. We got some actual, what do you call it, the apartment complex, they call it out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, if they're gonna put an apartment complex in, there needs to be some, we don't want to end up like these other counties that have these big apartment complexes with no firewalls, no sprinkler systems, no life safety codes whatsoever. So there was a reason this was put in place. Now, if the county says, no, we're gonna give you a variance to that, then that's on y'all, but it won't be on our office. It's just no different than Blue Bonnet, no different than TxDOT. If you issue a building permit and they don't have a TxDOT permit, I mean, that's on the county. So anyway, that's just my opinion.
To be honest, that's the simple solution. You just, and Andy's office has already indicated to me that they do that. They ask the developer, have you checked with all of the various authorities you need to check with? And he asks for that kind of documentation. That's all they need to do with the ESD fire marshal as well. So now the developer knows if I'm developing an ESD, then I need to consult with that fire marshal as I'm doing my plan before I turn it in to the Walker County Planning and Development Office. And the big distinction that he made that's really key for me is we do subdivisions, the subdivision of the land. They do the buildings that are built on that land later. They're two different things. And so I don't want Blue Bonnet or ESD Fire Marshal or any other entity telling the county how they can subdivide land. That's where I was drawing my hard line. That we don't have to do that. But if we want to add the ESD Fire Marshal, that makes perfectly good sense, and that actually solves the problem.
I agree there. The subdivision development regulation, the land use, that is entirely what this court looks at. And that's one of your primary roles. I watch every one of your meetings. That's what it's about. And, but when we start talking about putting buildings on that land, having that infrastructure, whatever y'all want to do, I can help. I work with I do this for a living. I can work with Andy. We can come up with a process where we have a letter of no objection. It's most commercial developments and even residential subdivisions, it's a very quick review. We can do that. And then we can.
How's that view, Quentin, and maybe Andy, Quentin? How do we put that process?
Yeah, let's come back to 37, Brandon.
You just said it just needs to be on the checklist.
Yeah.
If somebody's developing in that part of the county, it should be on the checklist so that.
Andy,
by the
put
way,
that on the
developer,
checklist.
You need to check
There
with
we
the
go.
ESD fire marshal
Solved.
about
Yeah.
your plans. Then they can put the letter of no objection or their letter of concern, they can submit to Andy's office. That's all that needs to happen there, because what the developer does with their land later on it matters, but it's not what you're concerned with primarily. So
But back to number 37. Let's go back to 37.
Yeah, I would say we probably should workshop this under an agenda item.
Yeah.
So talk
We'll work on that. 37.
37, move to deny the variance to be available to bring back to court.
Second.
All right, moving seconded. All in favor, raise your right hand.
Thank you, Jim.
I apologize for the rapid.
No, you're good.
Thank you for bringing us back.
We'll bring you back on to the bottom. 38, discuss and take action on Peach Creek, Texas LLC request for variance to section B 2.1 and B 2.4 of the Walker County subdivision regulations regarding minimum lot frontage and minimum lot depth average for the proposed Peach Creek 4 subdivision, Jose Marina de la Garza A-22.
Move to deny the ability to bring back to court.
Second.
Moving seconded, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. No executive session, any public comments? Questions from the media? Wade?
Glad to be here.
All right, Commissioners Court, we want to put a workshop on for Andy and developers and fire marshals. All right, we'll put that on the next agenda.